Hey y'all! I actually have a topic this week. So, without further ado, things that Caitlin tries to be and always fails at. Dun dun dun. So, I don't know about you, but I always try to be something 10 times better than what I really am. So, like, artistic. I try to be artistic. It doesn't work. I try to be nerdy. It's a little bit easier, but not much. I try to fit in with this class of nerdy girls, I guess, because I think it attracts people. I don't know. I don't know my reasoning behind that. I also try to be talented, which is also a little bit wrong. I apparently have some talents, but I don't think so, and so I try to be even more talented, and that doesn't work out either. So these are all things that I try really hard to be. I mean, I will spend literally like an hour crocheting a blanket. I actually have one. I have 4, really. Can't find my crocheting needle. That's bad. Oh, there it is. Blanket. Kind of looks like caramel apple pop. That's extra. But, you know, whatever. And it looks really good. I like to think I'm actually pretty decent at it, and I know I'm not. Because it's just simple crocheting, like loop it through twice or something like that, whatever. Apparently it's like the easiest thing you can do. I start these and then I stop because they don't look the way I want them to. I don't know. See, I'm not talented or artistic in the least. Is crocheting even considered artistic? Or is it just talent? Or is it just something old women do? Ah, the questions of the century. I tried that. I swear I have 4 blankets. I have that one. I have another one that's kind of spacey looking because I was watching Doctor Who. So I want to do something spacey. I have one that I worked on 4 years ago that is kind of bad. I've gotten a little bit better, at least. It kind of folds out like this, like a rainbow, and the loops are just wrong, and they aren't all the same size, and it's just bad all around. And then I have another one that's made out of baby yarn, because I liked the colors because it was rainbow, but I didn't realize it was baby yarn, and I was making like a long blanket. Like, you can't see it because it's on the screen, but like it was really, really long, and like baby yarn is really small, it's really thin, and it just takes forever to make a blanket out of, and I was making a really long one. So I kind of gave up on that one, and then that was back in like November of last year, and I kind of gave up on that one, and so I started to, you know, miss crocheting, and I was out of yarn for my other ones, and instead of going out and buying more yarn, I decided to just make a new blanket. That's why I have 4, and so I unraveled the entire blanket that I was working on, and I made it into this big giant ball. See? Big giant ball. You can't really see the rainbow. Oh no. It's coming unraveled again. I actually have lots of big giant balls, but I will not show you these big giant balls because then it makes me look really pathetic. The second thing that I always try to do is be really nerdy, and partially I am actually really nerdy. I'm kind of like a literature snob. I play video games. I'm really into film. I like Star Wars. I like Marvel. So I am really kind of nerdy all on my own, but I try to sound nerdier than I really am. Like the other day, I was having coffee with a friend, and I sat down and we started talking about film, and he's really big into film. Like, he obviously knows more than I do. And we ended up talking and talking and talking, and I'm saying all these things that make me sound really smart, but I have no idea what I'm saying, and I'm kind of just walking around in a circle and speaking around in a circle that actually makes no sense at all. I'm surprised he didn't call me out on my bowl, but that's just an everyday example of what goes through my head. I kind of just sit there and talk about things that I really don't know about. I'm actually really into video games, but I don't play many, partially because I get really fed up and I just end up throwing the controller across the room, and also because I get really bored really easily. I have some kind of ADHD or something. When people talk about video games, I can only give my insight on the ones that I've played, and even then it's like, oh yeah, Call of Duty. I play Call of Duty. Well, how do you play it? Oh, well, you know, I stand and move in a circle and shoot constantly, because I'm really bad at aiming. Apparently that's not as impressive as if I had really good aim. I also make my nerdiness very you know, noticeable. I don't have my keychain with me today, but it's a Star Wars keychain. It's got, like, Star Wars lanyard. It's just Star Wars all over it. And then I have a whole bunch of things Spider-Man. I have a Spider-Man watch, Spider-Man notebook, Spider-Man folder, Spider-Man t-shirt, Spider-Man backpack. I'm just really big on Spider-Man. And people call me out on it. They say that I wasn't really into Spider-Man until The Amazing Spider-Man came out. Great movie, by the way. But that's not true. I have been into Spider-Man for 5 years now, and in retrospect, people have been into Spider-Man longer than me, but at the same time, 5 years ago, I was, you know, I was 16, and I didn't really want to get into Marvel. It was kind of boyish, and I was trying really hard to lure in the boys with my feminine wiles. So it wasn't until I decided that boys weren't worth my feminine wiles that I really started getting into Marvel. And I know quite a bit about Marvel, but I don't know a lot to really consider myself a Marvel fanatic. I haven't read any of the comics because I can't get my hands on any, because there isn't a comic book store around here. And so I can't really, like, go off about Marvel and what happened in all the universes and all this stuff. But I'm really good at knowing Spider-Man stuff, and that always shocks people when they, you know, accuse me of being a hipster, and I'm just like, oh, Spider-Man, this, and this. What now? Or something like that. What I try to do is be talented. I don't really know what defines talent, actually. Because I think people can be talented all on their own. They don't really have to be good at something to be talented. If they enjoy it and they're decent at it, then I think they're talented in what they want to do. But for me, I try to be talented in all the wrong things that I'm not decent at. Like drawing. I am horrible at drawing. I mean, literally the extent of my drawing skills is this. That is the extent of my drawing skills. And now that I look at it, it kind of looks bad, like an adult befriending or loving a child, which I guess is okay, but at the same time, yeah. So that's all I do, you know, I can just draw stick figures. I can be musical. I don't really play piano, or any instrument for that matter, but I can sing. I was in choir for 4 years. Does that count? Yeah, so my talent kind of extends to writing, and that's about it. Maybe video making, but I'm not quite sure about that right now. Writing is pretty much all I consider my talent in, and I don't even think I'm that good at it. So I try to be this talented person, and I can never be that talented person because I always try to be talented in the wrong way. Those are the 3 things that I always try to be and fail at. What about you? What are the 3 things you try to be or push your person to push? What are the things that you try to be and try to mold yourself into to fit, you know, some kind of crowd? What type of things do you strive to do on a daily basis that you don't normally, you know, that you don't normally fit into? What things do you try to be? I can't think of any other way to put it. That's yeah. So leave your answers in the comments, and I'll look over them, and we can talk about them next time. I know I don't have very many people leaving answers in comments because I'm not famous or anything. But if you watch the video, leave your answers in the comments. Like, subscribe, you know, a whole deal-y-o. So until next time, adios, amigos. Oh, that was painful. Got awkward at the end there.